The nano silver, most people have heard of colloidal silver, which we've had for a long time. And that's just when you break down silver using electricity into these little random little tiny bits that, you shake the bottle and they float. And it's really good for, if you get an infection in the skin or there's something on you that's trying to attack you, because silver really does have a purifying effect. A lot of plants will use silver and actually make a nano type of silver by breaking it down from the soil and drawing that silver up through their the plant bodies, and it protects them from like things like funguses and molds and even bacteria. And for a long time, a lot of families have silverware sets that have been passed down for generations. Great grandma Ethel's silverware that we keep in a drawer and never use. Um, but the reason that we have silverware in general ever is because in just about every culture, hundreds and hundreds of years ago, they found that people who ate off of silver plates or used silver cups or silverware, knives and fork and spoon, got sick less often from the food that they ate, because literally taking food that's got a little bacteria on it and slapping it on a silver plate, that silver plate will start killing the bacteria in the food while it's sitting there. And just a lot of these really primitive organisms that like to kill us don't like silver. So it's like a Hollywood movie, the holy water for vampires. You touch these bad critters with silver and it unzips them or removes their protective coating, just really messes up their ability to make us sick. And so colloidal silver's been around for a long time. It does have some problems because it is random sizes and random shapes. If you drink it, it tends to get stuck in you somewhere. Not all of it and not all the time, but over time it does build up. And even though the silver itself is safe, it's non-toxic because it doesn't bind with us. If it is stuck somewhere, it's still a foreign body, and that causes inflammation. And too much of it built up actually causes a condition where your skin turns blue. We have a guy that lives here in the Coeur d'Alene, Spokane area, and he got some sort of illness 30, 40 years ago and heard about colloidal silver. He makes it at his house and he drinks it by the gallon. And his skin is bright blue. He has a big white beard, similar to Chip's, and he wears a red cap and he calls himself Papa Smurf. Um, it's not life threatening, but it's weird and it's permanent. Once you go blue, you don't go back. Um, so um, so it does have some issues. Now, the nanospherical silver is made in a different way. Instead of using an electrical current, it uses plasma ablation to create essentially a vaporized silver, and then it's cooled at a very specific temperature and pressure, and it makes identical little tiny particles of silver, and they're round, they're smooth, they don't have jagged edges that can snag on different parts of you, and they're very, very, very small. So if you take the average size of a piece of colloidal silver, you can make around 200,000 pieces of the nano silver out of that one.
How interesting. Now, somebody asked a question about is it okay to ingest the nano silver?
The answer is yes. The intention of preparing nano silver in this special way is so that you can be able to safely and continuously, if you wish, long term, use this product internally. And he kind of went through the concerns the other way. Here's me saying it kind of simply. This is exactly the right size and shape. We went through a huge effort to make it, 200 atoms, 7 nanometers across, protected and held in that exact size and shape by a single layer of silver oxide tetrahedrons. Now, here's the magic language. If it gets too big, it can turn you blue. That's colloidal. Everybody knows what that is. If it gets too little, that's ionic. That can damage your immune system. So you don't want either of those. This Avini Nano is the Goldilocks size and shape. Throughout our product line, size and shape are critical to everything. And so you should get the benefits you're looking for. So what we've got here is something that is highly mobile within the body and it does not get stuck there. If you want to, play with these two products together, and Chris just did a good job of talking about both of these products. So we have Avini Cell Defender here, Avini Nano Silver here. There's the two of them together. You could look at those like the old Clint Eastwood movie with Lee Van Cleef, which was called, I think it was For a Few Dollars More. And they were bounty hunters. And when a bounty hunter comes into town, what does the wanted poster on the wall say? It says, wanted, dead or alive. Well, actually, Cell Defender can deal with problems that are both dead and alive, but it's best at wanted dead. So the pollution, the heavy metals, the solvents, the benzene, those kind of things, that really is the world of Avini Cell Defender. Wanted alive is this one. So yeah, kind of using that because that's a little catchy. Wanted, dead or alive. I'm trying to get it to show up here. It's picking up my hand. There we go. Wanted, dead or alive. This is capable of selectively killing things that are alive within us without hurting our cells or our beneficial microbiome. Incredible selectivity. Here, you have two levels of selectivity. Throughout the product line, the selectivity is absolutely crucial. This removes the biologically toxic metals, heavy metals, ones that are too heavy, too strongly charged. It does not remove the biologically active metals. You could call this a gigantic advancement in the world of chelation. Chelate means to claw out. So if you ever were around the old-fashioned chelation, where they used EDTA as an intravenous intervention to claw out the metals, you know that the people didn't like doing it. It made them feel sick. They had to go to a doctor. They had to have an IV put in their arm, had to have this stuff pumped through them. And it was pretty good at pulling lead, but it was also wonderful at pulling out your beneficial metals. So when you come into the Avini Cell Defender, gigantic leap forward in the area of chelation. That's what this is. Chelate, to claw out, and that's what it does. So it attracts, traps, transports, and gently facilitates excretion in the urine. When you take that product, the very next time you pee, you're peeing poison. And every time thereafter, it is nothing more than hygiene. The ability to take a shower on the inside and wash away things that you could not get at before. That's essentially, just kind of tying those two products together that Chris gave us a wonderful background on.